In this assignment, you are going to learn how to order shapes front and back and to create groups of shapes in Google Slides. The directions for how to complete each task is on the beginning of the slide. So starting with slide number 2, it says put the shapes in this order from furthest back to front. Circle, square, and then heart. So that means the heart is on the top and the circle should be all the way in the back. If I put these shapes together right now, you'll notice it's the opposite of what I want. The heart is in the back and the circle is in the front. So to change this, I'm going to click on my circle and then I'm going to keep my cursor over top of it while I right click and I'm going to order and I want to send it to the back. There's also a shortcut that you can use for these as well. So if I click on the square and I want to send this backwards, I can also hit Control and down on my keyboard and that shortcut will do the same thing. So if I click send backward, you might need to hit it twice so that it goes behind the heart. So now I should have the heart on top and then the squares behind it and then the circle. So a couple different ways to check. You can check to see if you did it right. You can just kind of put them so you can see each one. Or you could also do it this way where you click on your heart, hit delete, and then I see my square, hit delete, and now I see my circle, and then undo it so that I know that you had it correct. Next slide says we're going to put them in order, but the opposite order. So the heart should be all the way in the back this time, and then the square, and then the circle. So right now, they're the opposite of how I want it. So a couple different ways you could do this. I'm going to go ahead and click on the heart, and I'm going to right click, and I'm going to order it to the back. Now if I want to send it all the way to the back, you can, again, send it to back instead of backward, and it should go all the way to the back. And then I'm going to click on my square. I'm going to order that send backward. And now I have my circle that's in front. So if it looks like this, you can move on to the next slide. This one says group all the suns in one group and all the moons in another group. So to create a group, you're going to click on a shape, hold down Control on your keyboard, and keep clicking all the shapes that you want. You'll notice when I click on them, the outline is a little bit darker. So you can see this one hasn't been clicked on, but the other 5 have. And after you've clicked on all of them, you can let go of Control and you're going to right click your mouse, but make sure you are on top of one of your shapes when you right click. And then you want to go down to Group and click on Group. And now when you move them, they all move together like one group. We're going to do the same thing with the moon. So right now, if I were to click on that one, it just moves one at a time. So I'm going to hold down Control, click on all 6 moons. I'm going to right click. We'll keep my cursor over top of it. And I'm going to click on Group. And now all my moons should move together. This one says to group all the moons and the suns together in one large group. So here's a shortcut for this one is hold down Control and tap the letter A. So if you're on the slide, again, Control A, it selects everything on the slide. Now it even includes the title. So if I want to select everything but the title, I'm going to hold down Control and click on the title. And now it's selected all my moons and sun. I can right click on one of them and group them together. And now the whole thing moves. You can also do it by clicking on, holding Control and clicking one at a time like we did before. This last one says create an image with at least 6 different shapes. Group all of the different shapes together. So that's what I created on my first slide. So let me copy and paste this one. So I have 6 different shapes here. And when I click on it, the whole thing, when I click on my shape and move it, the whole thing moves together because I made a group. So create a shape that does the same thing, and then you may turn it in when you are finished.